we're kind of focusing on a little bit of nationalism, patriotism, the pledge, the flag, such today.
Yeah. And of course, I'd like to just mention again, this is not a political show. We're not a political group. We're a religious group. But it just seems to me like nationalism most often serves the same function that religion serves. And it's something for people to subscribe blindly to, and it's something for people to use to segregate themselves out from other people and to use it as an excuse to hate other people.
Yeah. It used to be that, we are Americans, we're so much better than all the Ruskies, and religion does the same thing. We're Christians, we're so much better than all the whatever other faith you decide to put in there.
And I mean, even if you just take it back to religion, I'm an atheist, but I believe that every religion has something good to offer. I mean, there's some reason that each religion decided to sit down and create a set of laws about how you get along in the world. And I believe that a lot of people don't use religion the way it was intended to be used, or they don't look for the good in a religion. They use religion as an excuse to hate other people.
Yeah.
But it's the same with nationalism. I believe that every country has something good to offer.
Yes. Yeah. And it would be nice if, required courses in high school now required you to travel overseas for a time. It would be nice if,
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because again, people, usually the people who are most vehemently agreeable to something, as in, America rocks, this nation rules, are the people who've never been outside of it. The people who are most strongly saying that, Christianity is perfectly right, it's got everything, we answer all your questions, are the ones who've never actually looked at any other religions to any great extent. Who pledged
their allegiance to Texas are the ones who have never left Texas.
And so it would be nice, if, again, more people traveled. Now, unfortunately, it's a very big country, so it's very difficult to do that.
And you can't require somebody to do something that you're not going to fund. So if you're going to require an exchange student program, which I think would be brilliant, you're going to have to fund it too.
Yeah, which is getting vastly expensive.
But, yeah, right. I don't know. I was talking with you before about immigration and working in other countries a little bit. I don't remember how that came into play.
Typically from what I've seen, just like, say, immigration laws, again, they're very strict in the U.S., mostly because a lot of people are trying to get into the country, because it's this image of, in history, it's the land of gold. There are so many opportunities and stuff in the States.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know, except that they're taking all of our countries and they're sending them to other countries because other countries will do them for cheaper.
Yeah.
So now we don't have all those opportunities here. You have to go somewhere else. And honestly, I remember why I said it. It was because a lot of times when I tell people I'm not patriotic, I'm not a nationalist. I believe our country is good, but I believe a lot of other countries are good too. And to be perfectly honest, I would love to go spend some time in those other countries. Yeah. And people say, well, if you don't like the way we're doing it, then just move. And I'm like, well, I would if it were that simple. Yeah. But it's not that simple. First of all, if I were going to pick up and move somewhere, I'd have to get visas. I'd have to learn another language. I'd have to jump through a whole bunch of red tape and I've heard, my sister-in-law has a sister who married a man who lived in Germany, so she picked up and moved to Germany for like a year, and then she came back here, and she's been having a real hard time of coming back, getting back into the system, finding a job. Nobody seems to want to hire her because she picked up and moved to Germany for a year. Yeah. I would really think that it'd be a very valuable experience for a lot of Americans to just be able to just pick up and move to another country for a while, Yeah. But it's not that easy. And a lot of Americans are afraid to leave our country because we know how much red tape we create for people to come in here. And we're afraid it's going to be that difficult if we go anywhere else and if we try and come back.
Yeah. But again, it's like that for pretty much any country. Any country is typically going to promote itself as being the center and the best country in the world. Again, I've seen that. I've lived in England and Norway. And both those countries are very nationalistic. It's very much the opinion that, this is Norway. We have everything that you could possibly want here. It's the safest country in the world. And so why would you possibly want to go to America where they have shootings every other day? On every single street corner, somebody's getting shot every 20 minutes. How could you possibly want to go live somewhere like that?
You should try Norway.
Well, America's got some good things to it. So does Norway. So does England. So does every other country out there. It's got some good to it.
You know?
The content of this video is produced by the Atheist Community of Austin, a nonprofit educational organization promoting positive atheism and the separation of church and state. If you enjoyed this content and are willing and able to provide a donation, please visit the website below.